All right, the Biden administration's catastrophic handling at our southern border and the illegal immigration crisis has been top of mind of many Republicans, including House GOP members hoping to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for his role in the crisis, or his lack of role, whichever way you want to look at it. Well, in the absence of the federal government trying to defend and protect our southern border, and from that, a surge in illegal immigration, there are Republican governors of 13 different states who have answered the call for help from Texas Governor Greg Abbott to help stem the tide of illegal immigration. And one of those governors joins me now, here to share more about why he felt the need to send his state's National Guardsmen to Texas is Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. Governor Stitt, welcome back to Washington Watch. Sir, it's an honor to have you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be on with you.
Well, listen, Oklahoma, of course, is not technically a southern border. It borders Texas. But why did you feel compelled to send some of your state's National Guardsmen to Texas?
Well, first off, we believe that every state is a border state. We know that the fentanyl that's coming through the southern border is winding up in the state of Oklahoma. Our fentanyl deaths have increased 500% over the last couple of years. So when Governor Abbott asked for help, we wanted to join him. There's 13 other Republican governors that are down there that sent our troops down there under the direction of the Texas National Guard. But really, the big question here is, why is the federal government not protecting our southern borders? I mean, it makes no sense to us whatsoever as Americans and as Oklahomans that we don't have a secure border, knowing who's coming through. It is illegal in federal law to enter the United States except through the ports of entry. And all we're doing is trying to protect and enforce law. And it's just overwhelming. It's unbelievable what's happening right now and why the federal government is advocating their duty to protect our citizens.
Governor, that is extremely well said and hits the nail on the head in every way. It's a matter of abiding by the law. It's a matter of people coming legally into this country through the ports of entry. It's a matter of us knowing who they are and what their intentions are. And thank you so much for your leadership in this. You answered part of the next question. You said fentanyl deaths are up 500% in Oklahoma over the last couple of years. What other impacts are you seeing in Oklahoma as a result of the wide open border policies of this administration?
Well, first off, when people come into our country and they automatically get the services that all of our citizens do. In other words, our healthcare system, we're not going to turn away someone in need that shows up at our hospitals. And so that is having a taxing effect on all the other tax-paying citizens of America who are having to pay the load for people coming into our country. So, and I also like to point out, we need a immigration policy. We need to make sure that we have the right workforce. We know who's coming into our country. In Oklahoma, we have about 12% Hispanic population. Fantastic folks in Oklahoma. But there's a total difference with not having a secure border. So I always like to throw that out there. There's border security and then there's immigration policy. And the left tries to kind of combine those two and try to make excuses of why we're not securing our border, because the cartels are bad folks. The amount of, you can talk to Governor Abbott, but the amount of people that we've apprehended on the southern border that are on our terrorist watch list has gone up dramatically over the last couple of years. So that's what we're talking about here. And really, we need to point back to, why is the federal government not doing their job, and Republican governors are having to step up to secure our southern border?
That absolutely is the big question. Governor, if I can switch gears with you in the next couple of minutes that we have, tell us about the Women's Bill of Rights that you recently signed into law. You're the first governor to do such a thing by executive order. Thank you and congratulations. But tell us a little bit about what that executive order does to draw the distinction between men and women.
Yeah, again, it's kind of weird that I had to be the first governor that signed an executive order that really just defines what a man and a woman is in the state of Oklahoma. Pretty common sense to us. But the reason we did it is because I saw what was happening in other states, in California, for example, letting men say that they're a woman and then putting them in women's prison. And we're not going to let men go into women's prisons in Oklahoma. We're not going to let men go into women's shelters. We're going to protect women's sports. So again, really common sense to us. We think Oklahomans they're definitely with us. Americans are with us on this issue. We're not against any one person, but we're going to protect our young women and our young ladies in the state of Oklahoma.
Well, exactly right you are, Governor, and all of us say a huge thank you for your leadership on this. You've taken a lot of hit. You've been referred to as a bigot, as many of us have on multiple different issues, but you've stood strong, you've stood firmly, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Governor Stitt, for coming on the program and for all the great work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Love being on with you guys.